Communities are made up of people. The members of a community may have many similarities, but also a vast array of differences. In order for community members to work together efficiently, communication is key. Communication is the exchange of information and occurs in a number of ways, both verbal and nonverbal. Conversation, emails, text messages, and handwritten letters are all considered forms of verbal communication. Nonverbal communication generally refers to body language, including facial expressions, eye contact, posture, hand gestures, and tone of voice. While communication is a necessity in communities, effective communication cannot happen without good speaking and listening skills. An effective communicator is assertive without being aggressive. An assertive communicator states what they are thinking clearly and directly, but is still open to input from others. By contrast, aggressive communicators insist on their own ideas and needs without taking into account the feelings of the other person. Aggression often works as a barrier to communication. If the speaker is aggressive, communication breaks down, and the other individual may be unable to speak or may even stop listening altogether. On the opposite end of the spectrum are passive communicators who have trouble voicing their own thoughts or needs clearly. This can lead to misunderstandings between individuals and acts as another barrier to effective communication. Just as important as good speaking skills are good listening skills. An effective communicator not only voices their own thoughts and opinions, but listens carefully to and respects the viewpoints of others. If a listener is not truly hearing the other person because they are distracted or disinterested, it can serve as a barrier to communication. A good conversation skill to develop is called active listening. Active listening involves carefully hearing what the other person has to say and then repeating it back to them. If you can summarize or paraphrase what someone has said to you, it shows that you care about what they are saying and that you are trying to understand them. Someone who feels like they are being heard is more likely to listen in return and also more likely to compromise and work together. Effective communicators strive to avoid barriers to communication. We've already discussed how poor listening skills or being an aggressive or passive communicator can be a barrier to communication. Other things can act as barriers to communication as well. Strong emotions can render someone unable to speak or listen, and therefore get in the way of effective communication. If possible, wait until everyone has cooled off before trying to conduct a conversation. Language barriers can hinder communication as well. If this is an issue, use an interpreter or a mediator capable of bridging cultural differences. Time can sometimes act as a barrier to communication if the conversation is cut short before both parties have had the chance to voice their thoughts. In this case, pick a time to reconvene so everyone can share their points and be heard. If a speaker is sending mixed messages with body language that doesn't align with what they're saying, it can be very confusing to the listener. Combat this barrier to communication using active listening. You could say something like, "I hear you saying that you're fine, but your body language tells me you're still upset." There are many barriers to communication, but with practice they can be overcome. Effective communication amongst members of a community helps to ensure that all individuals have a voice in decision-making. It is important that all members of a community have the opportunity to communicate, because with cultural diversity comes a wealth of knowledge and ideas. A community can work to respect and even celebrate the differences of its members to enhance communication. Learning about different cultural values and practices in the community and offering information in a variety of languages are two things that can enrich community life and improve communication. Especially in the field of healthcare, communication is an important skill to practice and improve. Oftentimes, as our communities become more diverse, we end up obtaining healthcare from individuals of different cultures. This is known as cross-cultural healthcare. Cross-cultural health communication can be enhanced by offering health information in the different languages of the community, utilizing interpreters in healthcare offices and hospitals, and respecting the cultural values and customs practiced in the community. By improving cross-cultural health communication, a community can ensure that all its members receive adequate health care and practice healthy lifestyle choices. As you can see, communication is a skill that is important in every facet of life, especially in the healthcare community. By practicing effective communication skills, we can ensure that everyone has a voice in the community and that everyone receives the information they need to stay healthy.